afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda, Heroes Reich, Defender of the Fatherland. We're all facing exciting 1 versus 1 on Feynman will approach between in the west. We got Lt.Baumy fighting here for the Soviet Union, for the 210th Rifle Division, holding the line heroically, versus Frost in the east fighting for the Wehrmacht, for the Kampfgruppe Meyer, tasked with breaking through and beyond into the rear of the Soviet front. And we got immediate choice of armoured assault tactics for Lt.Baumy, clearly armoured support being prepared here for the Rifle Division, versus Frost here with Spearhead, elite troops and Jaeger armour. We've got all infantry here. And for Frost, we got 2 scout car bulletins, including this one, which has now been changed to sort of actually make the scout car itself cheaper, and a Panzerwerfer bulletin, bit rare as well. Pioneer gun and the MG42, sort of a bit of a mix there, but overall standard for the Wehrmacht. For Bomy, we got a Maxim on the way with conscript engineers, also getting a bit more common there, but there'll probably be a lot more Maxims out for Bomy in there, of course. So Maxims are quite popular, in vogue, if you will, at the moment. Both players sort of heading towards their respective viewpoints, though at the same time Bomy is also focused on the centre, setting up sandbags already here to defend the point for the Rodina. There's going to be a bit of action there. MD42 setting up here. As you know, again, covers, but the thing is always here, I mean, you basically always have a bit of risk of getting into trouble because the door basically exits towards the enemy. It's a bit like, you know, occupying this. Again, it covers sort of nicely, but again, the door very much open up towards the enemy. But again, if you sort of try and hold it from this angle, again, it works well, and similarly, if you hold it from this angle, it works very well. MD42 there, cutting down the Maxim trying to change it, quickly pinning it, and getting some of the gunners there, forcing a retreat, in fact. They got Yuri and Sergei! Yet! They were the only ones who could cook. Gunners there hanging about, conscripts there, slowly looking around. Mortars on the way here for Frost, a bit of Gunnaut in there for action, to provide a bit of light artillery support. Buzzing for the munitions. Frost taking a bit more calmly there, not rushing towards it, no sign of immediate doctrine for him. More conscripts on the way, and of course thanks to this, of course, Bomy is of course constantly aware of what Frost is getting. And he's actually getting a mortar thusly in response to Frost's mortar, so in that sense, we can actually see over here, seeing things happening because of radio intercept. So that means things are gonna get a bit interesting. He's here trying to block movement, but of course at the same time, again, the door very much exits there. Comes a bit running out there as well. Up north, he's got the MG42 now in the house. Mortar firing in as well here in support. Obviously Grenadier, constantly they need to be careful, then again so the Grenadiers, I mean they're close within range here. Grenadiers are getting flanked by the engineers side of the building, taking losses. Not the best engagement there. There we go! Got hit by the mortar and then wiped by the Grenadiers. Very nice strike there towards Lt.Baumy. That's definitely going to give Frost a bit more to work with. Basically means that Boumy's only got engineers, Maxims and mortars now. No real infantry until it gets out to replacement. Meanwhile, Frost just adding more infantry to the field. Engineers that could obviously try, we got the Maxim setting in there. Almost got the engineers as well. Maxim setting up. They're opening up with the Maxim. On the Maxim with the mortar. There's reinforcing, more gunners moving out. There's been pushed back there. Almost got the engineers, but the engineers in the end make it out at the same time. The engineers, Pioneers being halted here by the Maxim. Mortar pulling back, MG42 remains here. Just guarding the area here, sort of generally. So mortar now in action, laying down a barrage. Max moving about a bit as well there, opening up. And we got Frost actually laying down a smoke barrage here. Probably be laying it down. Right on the Maxim, very good, very good. Very nice use of the smoke there. Forces the Maxim to shift as it already was, but certainly make force it even further. Though of course now he probably really wants some smoke to basically just smoke it out of the house. I mean, that would work out quite nicely, I think. They can always do that again quickly. I mean, that's the thing about smoke though. It actually has a very little small cooldown. In this case, he's just going for the regular barrage instead. No smoke. I do think he should have gone for that. They might not have to retreat the Grenadiers there either. Maxim pushing northwards. Take up there, going on for Frost. He probably could have done that a bit sooner. For Bomy, we've got not much else there. He's just trying to sort of catch up after those initial losses. But overall, he's maintaining good map control there versus Frost. The mortar there struggling a bit versus the Maxim. MD42 not really doing much. Probably should have tried tactically down to support the Grenadiers here in the south. Had he done that, he probably would have been a lot better situation. I mean, there's nothing wrong, having MD42 in a good position, but it's always something, sometimes, you want to be careful about being too passive with this, the Wehrmacht as well. It really depends on how your opponent is playing. In particular, if you've actually sort of got the offensive momentum, you generally want to use the MD42 to further support. Of course, you've got your opponents aggressively harassing and attacking. I mean, it's not bad, but if you actually got a bit, going for you generally want to reinforce it with an MD42, if possible. And obviously it's a lot sort of tricky to actually judge those things, but that's what playing the game in a lot is for. Maximum about there. Alright, note what he's doing, he's splitting up the Grenadiers, trying to attack here for some points. Good work, good work. Mortaring the house there. Of course he's got access to rifle grenades now, that should help a bit. No sign of rifle grenades. Just further mortar bombs. Oh, there we go, rifle grenade. With heavy cover, actually, they take less damage from such things. Actually, something that happened in a more recent patch, I think, though, last year, sort of late last year, basically, they sort of made that change. Makes it a bit more valuable to sort of stick around in heavy cover. But now Frost has really struck, and he needs to somehow make a good solid punch there at Lt.Baumy. There's MD42 still remaining there. 2-2 on the way, that should help a bit there. We got a field gun out though here from Bomy, obviously expecting that. Probably saw, of course, that like to make a nice company being reported. He probably sort of connected the dots. Not that it's really that difficult to connect those dots at the moment. Pioneers as engineers, minesweepers as flamethrowers, that is a pretty much, decided engagement. 2-2 they're running through here with its autocannon and its coaxial machine gun. Sending whatever it's got there running back towards the base, getting a bit of control of the centre. Still, North has been lost, he should try and push back the Maxim there, grab the territory back. And he's getting another 2-2-2. Another light scout car. Interesting, I guess that was a misclick or something. Allowing it not to shoot at the infantry. It's not like there are any vehicles nearby.
Scout car has arrived.
But there you go, second scout car arriving. Back at base here, Bomy is taking advantage of things so far just to move ahead and strike at his opponent with greater force. Maxim setting up here, 2-2 approaching from one side, other 2-2 slowly moving ahead. Causing catches from cell sides with the 2-2s, he should be able to force it out. Might even then, of course, with both 2-2s, catch it on the tree and that way deal with it. In this case, though, Bomy realises that's actually a bad idea in this case. If Frost, I think, had struck here with both 2-2s as quickly as he could, he might have actually had a chance of doing some more serious damage to the Maxim, perhaps in wiping it and stealing it. In this case, I think he was a bit too timid, or just didn't quite consider it through. Either way, Maxim gets away with a minimum of damage. Perhaps I might be wrong here, obviously, but I do think there's a small chance of actually pulling it off. Small, but still there. Had he committed fully. Anyway, it's mortifying away there. Grenadiers not going to be able to stall Bomy from advancing into the centre once more again for long. The Grenadiers are already there we go, retreating. Maxim engineers firing away. Noting by Lt.Baumy at the moment does not have a lot of infantry. And he's actually getting the SM6 first, probably help counter the 2-2-2s. Deal there with the armoured cars and their nasty little business. With their auto cannons and coaxial machine guns. Good having the point there.
Half tracks have been
Setting up a bunker. And we've got Jaeger armor here for Frost. We then expect perhaps a half-track to lay down Regal mines. Probably not. Spotting skills more likely, but what else would we actually make use of the Doctrine? That's the big question. He's calling here. We got Maximum setting up support. Other two not moving support, he's just waiting around there. Engineers getting a flamethrower up there. Further fighting here in the south. Engineers, or Pioneers actually fighting versus Consequences nearby. Can't quite hit some good shots though. 2-2 moving up in the center. Needs to be careful. Needs to be careful. Field gun setting up there. Almost got the Maximum. Needs to charge in behind the field gun as quickly as possible. Field gun there. Oh dear. I think that's a bit too much here for Frost to manage. All the way that 2-2 got knocked out. Field gun's got a kill. The other 2-2's pulling back here. Seems like his 2-2-2 play is a bit too weak at the moment. Pack 40 arriving there, worried about enemy armor obviously. We've got the H-16 there. Of course, you might be worried about the T-70 on a half-track following up. Then there'll certainly be quite a threat there to his infantry. In the south, the Consul managed to push through. The Pioneers were sent running. Now Escalating are arriving, but oh, Rav grenade there actually. Good damage there, breaking Lt.Baumy in the south. Maxim setting up, mortar bounding down there. Assault gun actually bounding down there. But not having an awful lot of trying to silence that German mortar. He's not for the time being. Frost though is back in the map, sort of map control wise for the time being. Of course, have to see how long that lasts. And Frost is also taking up, going for 2-3. That could work out quite nicely. We've got the half-track down the way for Bomy. M5 arriving. Engineers moving ahead, going straight for the mortar. Got the 2-2, the rage support, his spotting scope on the way. To allow it to see much further, and with a bit of veterans you can see really, really far. There we go, M5 arrives and he's immediately getting the AA package. Wasn't expecting him to use it just for reinforcements. So no surprise there. Grenadiers moving up, grabbing the point there.
Enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Grabbing territory there, grabbing territory there. Bomy once more on the counter-offensive, trying to catch some Grenadiers here with a half-track moving up behind them. Good work. Catches them on the retreat path. And gives more chance of actually doing some damage, and then also increases the chance of wiping them. Down to half size. One man, in fact, could definitely get a wipe there. Good strike by Lt.Baumy. Getting another mortar, increasing his artillery firepower there to bring to bear versus Lt.Baumy, but he's lost one gun in this one in the process. Looking a bit grim there. SM6 moving in. No, that's the field gun. This is hanging back. And bombarding. Artillery shells flying against the MD-42 crew, compelling them to pull back there as basically everything shatters around them and explodes. Half-track pushing southward to do with the infantry hiding around the MD-42 setting up. Trying to solve the rations for advancing too far. Mortar moving ahead, perhaps a misclick there. Or rally point not quite well set up. Comes there getting suppressed. Grenadiers, mortar moving in. A lot of things going on at the same time. The Russians are coming through the north. Frost has been too occupied, and the centre is actually losing control here of the rest of the map in the process. So well played there by Bomy, making several reasonably successful attacks, doing some good damage to Frost and actually pushing him back, denying him control of most of the map. They're very well coordinated there by Lt.Baumy. After him about there, oh, gets knocked out. That was quite a blow there to him. Perhaps a telemine. I think actually that was a telemine. I don't see anything that sort of really looks like a telemine going off. Perhaps right around there's the closest. Yeah, that must have been it.
The new Grenadier squad is ready.
Nasty loss there for Lt.Baumy. At least he got a wipe with it, you know, so it's not all bad. But I can imagine Lt.Baumy feeling a bit bitter about that. He's almost wiped there, the mortar's already firing away. 9 kills on that one, veteran 2-2. Max with a trouble with the 2-2-2 would be in bigger trouble if he actually just drove straight up at it right next to him and just began firing up at much closer angles. Instead of just trying to deal with it at range. SM6 moving up. Could lose the 2-2-2, could lose it, we'll lose it. And there we go, 2-2-2 down. Perhaps that's what Frost was worried about, but ultimately was still unable to actually avoid it. and didn't push back the Maxim either, so essentially he sort of got stuck with the in-between solution and not really sort of getting much out of it. Fresh shooter there on the way. He does have access to the Palmer Court, but he's yet not going for it. Feels a bit of a waste at the moment. In the centre, MD42 mortar there firing away, trying to keep the centre victory point, which is the only thing he's, well, really controlling, except some of the fringe points here. Beyond that, his map control is at the moment tenuous, to put it mildly. Compared to Lt.Baumy, there we go, almost wiping out his veteran mortar crew. And he is charging in forward, going straight for the other mortar crew, doing some good damage there, pushing northwards. We've got the M6 moving in, bombarding, but so far not hitting much there. And with all that going on, also now grabbing the centre victory point, versus the Max might be able to get off a rifle grenade there. Might just, but then again, no, looks like going to get pinned before he gets set off, otherwise there's a small chance of actually wiping the entire crew and then stealing it. But ultimately, Frost wasn't quite able to get that done. Grabbing points there, grabbing points there. Still no sign of support on McCall there for Frost and to Wehrmacht for Kampfgruppe. There we go, so Paul McCall finally going up there for Frost. For Deutschland.
We are ready for action. The enemy is taking our territory.
He's being suppressed there by the Maxim. 2-2 heading down southwards, going to engage the conscripts, opening up their rather close quarters. And also in this case catching them while they're building sandbags. They do take, more damage because they use a hit. And a real good strike there, allowing to get some good kills there without much real resistance. And now we actually got here infantry awareness being utilised, very nice. Also ensures he can move ahead his armour cover, not necessarily to worry about rushing into anything nasty. Very rarely utilised ability, in this case reactor seed used. Not bad, not bad. I'm not entirely sure what Lt.Baumy is playing at here. You might consider some fuel caches. Either even if he was playing for the T-35s or the IS-2, though if he's playing for this one, he should probably get out with Mechanised Armour Company as soon as possible. Whoa! That was a good strike there, caught them right as they were vaulting. Ooh. Nice shootings there, thank you. I just tried to envision them dying horribly and then I shot. It worked. Maxim pulling back. Lt.Baumy maintaining the offensive versus Frost quite well there. Frost could go for a Panda 4 here. Shouldn't be able to help you with this in 6. Ostwind he could go for, but well, he's going for it. But with only a field gun less than 6, he might be able to use it aggressively, but still the field gun less than 6 also have plenty of, potential of just knocking out the Ostwind if Frost doesn't play his Ostwind carefully and sensibly.
Losing a sector.
Still, Lt.Baumy is very much in control of the map here, dictating the pace. Mortar almost for 23 there. Ostwind almost done. Baumy's got no real response to it. And of course Lt.Baumy will of course know as soon as it happens that it is there. So of course being to see what he does in response to it. Will he sort of be building anything specific? Or is he just going to be betting on, say, something like the IS-2 to save? He's getting another field gun. So he's, I think, definitely playing there for the IS-2. This is just, doubling down on anti-tank guns tends to be what some players do when they're just trying to wait for the big heavy call-in tanks. They just call in as many anti-tank guns as they can, sort of think they need until they sort of, get to that point and then sort of go on the counter-offensive. But of course the question is, he also remembers here that Frost has gone for Jaeger armor, and of course in theory he could also just, wait about then for an elephant to counter the IS-2. Although it is technically a more expensive counter actually. Costs more manpower and more fuel. Almost fits in for that Granaten there for crew. Good hit there on the Maxim. Grenadiers they're fighting against the advancing engineer force. The Maxim though is forced to pull back. Even the engineers very much unknown. We got the 2-2, we got the Austrian moving in as well there, the Flak Panzer. One of many Flak Panzers the German army operated, but they never really had a lot of examples of them. The one I think that had the most was the Flak Panzer 38T Gepard, which was based on the Czechoslovakian tank, and I think they managed somewhere under 200 of those. Most others barely got, around 50, I think. And there was the Möbelwagen, which could basically either have a 30mm gun or a flak feeling sort of mount, where the sort of sides of the turret had to fall down for it to be able to shoot at the ground targets. A bit like the flak half-track in the game at the moment. Nice hit in the 2-2, looks like gonna lose it. Will he get away? Will he get away? No, didn't. Get knocked out. Another loss there. For the Wehrmacht. There's another lighter punch Speerwagen. Burns. Almost touching Fienberg. Austrian continuing here with a massive push here from Lt.Baumy, at least a strong one. Quickly breaking up though, since there's no real anti-tank support, nothing to halt the Austrian. Frost is a bit back in control, but now has rather lost control in the north there. Instead, it's now south centre sort of holding up here. Versus Lt.Baumy, who's just waiting for that IS-2, and he meanwhile is bleeding out for it. Frost making use of the resources, getting there. Sort of punishes his opponent, and it almost feels like he's actually playing here for the elephant. Though technically, if it were just to push out more armour, he could probably do a lot of damage to Lt.Baumy before he's capable of getting out an IS-2, for example, and just beat him that way. Gets there a pair of Panzer IV and just strike and crush Lt.Baumy here. But no sign of that. In fact, we got here reconnaissance overflights. I mean, really, he's got a good idea there. We'll have Baumy's forces in position and what he could do against them. Almost got that field gun crew there. Nasty mortar barrage up north. Versus a rather sizable sort of contingent. But there you go, with another gun squad flanking in there with more light machine guns. The Russian infantry is forced back. Back at base here, nothing further going on there. Really starting to get the impression he's just saying up for that elephant. It's pretty rare to see German players say up for an elephant, to be honest. I might as well just see him trying to say up for a yak tiger. Comes there, there's Grenadiers, there's 6 taking a few hits, firing away. Maximum conscripts heading southwards. Realise, of course, perhaps that Frost south is actually quite open, not a bad idea. Initial cast going up here for Frost. Perhaps some mines, perhaps some grenades. Mines wouldn't be bad though. A few regal mines in particular could be quite helpful. Oh, I should say they got too close to the fire, to the Ostwind. They got rather beaten up there. Pushing at the field gun front range, going to do see mortar pack 40 sitting up here as well. And there we go, we got the Sword Air Force moving in, the Lt.2 Stormavik. But there's just one thing to keep in mind. The anti-aircraft gun works on that thing. Volltreffer, yeah. That'll show us Ivans to flying about in our skies. Are they really our skies, Jürgen? That's what the Luftwaffe claims anyway, though I don't see them very much. Flare trip mines attempted but halted. For that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you should be careful about calling in the aircraft when you know your opponent has AA vehicles. They can very quickly sort of shoot those things down if you're not careful. And of course, you also know if your opponent likes to use those things, get an AA vehicle. Lt.Baumy lost there for Bomy, but there you go, he can finally call in his eyes too. The problem is, Frost can soon call in an elephant. Austin blitzes in, tries to run over some Russians or at least shoot them to death. Sends them running after taking hit there from an anti-tank grenade. There go, the IS-2 rolls ahead. No Dushka on the way there. Very close there to the elephant. He just needs the sliver of command there to go. Now just needs the manpower and call in the elephant. I'm guessing here Frost's going to have a bit of a shot there because you just don't see the elephant very often. In a 1 versus 1, I mean, he's been sometimes in seen, and there we go. Elephant, heavy tanks are around there. Schwere Panzerjägerabteilung 654 centered in. In fact, there were 654 and 53 heavy tank destroyer battalions that actually had the elephants until they were replaced with something else when they basically ran out of numbers of them. Since they're only about, in the first place, 45 of them made back when they were called Ferdinands by Ferdinand Porsche. First fought in the Battle of Kursk, but they actually sort of did alright, but they still showed plenty of weaknesses. We pulled back for some modification, then they saw some action in Italy, I believe, but mostly on the Eastern Front. Shot, fired, and missed. There's a team nice hit from the IS-2. Ostman rushes in, needs to blitz away, but he probably won't make it. Got one field gun there, almost got the EM-6. Ah, sliver of health, sliver of health. Needs to stop up the elephant, make use of its spotting scope. IS-2 continues ahead, takes a hit there from the Pak 43 mounted on it. Almost knocked out there. Keeps moving, keeps moving. He's calling smoke, he's got the mortar, but he's not smoking. He's trying to rely on the Soviet Air Force again. Got what happened last time, it seems. Trying to drive around here, but he's forgotten about the Pak 40. Got the Austrian, no, got the Austrian. Ooh. Sliver of health there, sliver of health Pak. Ah, finishes off the IS-2. So close there for Lieutenant Baumy, so close. I could not escape the Wehrmacht. Could not escape the elephant or the Pak 40. And the only reason the elephant and Ferdinand came about was basically because back when the Tiger was supposed to be produced, they were basically Henschel and Porsche sort of offered to make it. And basically Ferdinand Porsche basically figured, oh well, we're going to get this, I'm just going to go make them already. That didn't work out too well, because he didn't. So they basically were stuck with some Tigers they really couldn't use because they had some big flaws. And thus ultimately, in the end, came the elephant. Fun fact there. And there are a lot of sort of weird stories like that from the German arms industry. Overall, though, Ferdinand Porsche had a lot of clever ideas. The problem was he never quite considered if the German industry was actually capable of producing them. That was basically his major issue, which resulted in him even losing his friendship with the Führer, because he just kept, making, those kind of ideas. So, fun fact there. Elephant pulling back. Going for the calf point there, more air reconnaissance. Frost really sort of keying up tempo there versus Baumy. Getting another Ostwind. No attempt there to Panther 4, for example. There we go, Flak Panzer arriving. Elephant covering the main road.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
So right now for us actually I think Singleton has a nice advantage over Lieutenant Baumy. Of course the question is how to sort of further leverage it, because he's got an elephant which is a bit limited what he can do. I mean, he can sort of hurt tanks, vehicles and base buildings. Infantry, it's kind of rubbish against. And they're going straight for the field guns here. We're not able to wipe them infantry support with some infantry properly. I mean, right now, right here, Baumy's actually bunching up really close to each other. Making me to do. Oh, got the S-76 there with his elephant. Nice shooting there. Nice shooting. And now, in fact, he's opening up then the support bomb company. Very good. They can get that. That pretty much prevents Baumy there from getting more field guns, which is definitely good for him because the field guns are probably currently one of the biggest threats to the elephant because the elephant can't touch those. Damage engineer on the Ostwind.
We are losing.
Almost got in the Ostwind. There we go, field guns got those. Elephant needs to pull back there. Veterans one target weak point, can't do anything with it at the moment. Almost got the support from Companier though. Didn't try to finish it off, then instead just pulls back. And Baumy gets away with the lost field gun there while adding in a third one here. Mortars that continue to ring death across the battlefield here. Elephant moving ahead. I think at this point Frost may just consider getting a Panther 4 instead. Should do that instead of more Austrians for the time being.
Forces are securing our territory.
Field gun pushing back the Elephant tank destroyer. Grabbing the victory point. Overall, actually, we see that Baumy's actually very low on victory points. Frost has actually got quite a lead there over Baumy. So overall, Baumy's right now actually in a pretty bad position compared to Frost, despite having several times being pretty strong positions. Again, just playing for the eyes too, didn't work out for him in this case in particular, not because, well, he basically hard counted as hard as you can get it with the Elephant in a very rare case of it actually working out pretty well. But also because Frost actually pushed out some armor units before getting the Elephant, which actually allowed him to push back the map in his favour, punishing Baumy for waiting out for his eyes too. So there you go. Well played by Frost.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
And yet being pushed back by Grenadiers, Constance moving up. Baumy's actually surprisingly shot on infantry. We got one on the mortar crews lost though. Oh dear, put out rather forwards. No support there, no cover. Bit of a bad idea there by Frost, really. And the Elephant's just, doing nothing.
We are losing a sector.
That's basically one of the bigger issues with the Ferdinand, was basically could be anything with the infantry, besides fire high explosive shells at it, which isn't always the best option. And the only machine gun thing they could do is basically try and shoot a gun out through its barrel and hit the enemy that way. Which they had an MP40. 2-2 down there, did not last long.
The enemy has dealt us a blow.
Elephant's just basically target practice for the field guns now, feeding them experience. Which is generally not something you want to be happening.
Enemy is taking our
In fact, the
territory.
Elephant's almost been knocked out here by Baumy's field guns. In fact, he's almost got one veteran. When that happens, the Elephant's in really big trouble. Plus any other armor Frost gets, because its armor will eventually be of little use versus eventually for the field gun crew. And he goes for another Austrian flak panzer. Still not got a lot of infantry. Seems to have underestimated the infantry side here. Support side. Frost might in fact be getting a bit punished for that as Baumy once more charges forwards for the Rodina, stealing away his enemy's mortar, adding more artillery to his own side. Field guns firing away there. Going for the victory point, trying to stop the victory point leak there. Good work. Good work. And he is charging forwards through the fire. Not quite any success. Maximum entirely annihilated. And there we go. Another Austrian for Frost. No Panzer IVs ever considered, it seems. Constant whistling of mortar bombs. Uneasy attempting mines but halted, forced away instead. And Austrian striking out on its own with no support, no nothing. Going in blind, could in theory hit mines and get knocked out by
Enemy forces are
field
securing
guns.
our territory.
More air reconnaissance there from Frost. At least he's doing his best to keep track of where Baumy is and isn't. That deserves some recognition. But really could benefit, I think, from some panzer gun to lead some attacks here and there. Catching the mortar in the south though. And letting it escape. And Baumy's just going for another IS-2 there. He's feeling pretty confident he can make a second IS-2 work there. Do not worry, comrades. I know what I am doing.
Black Panzer has arrived.
Now that I know Elephant is there, I will not get my units horribly killed by it. Trust me. I'm a great Soviet hero who will be once Stalin recognizes my special intellect. Field guns moving southwards. IS-2 moving in. Looks like he's actually got a plan there. I think he's basically trying to catch the Ostwind with the IS-2 and at the same time use that as bait for the Elephant. Though he's actually playing out pretty aggressive there with all the field guns following up. But it still seems like Frost going for it. He's going for it. Just keeping some infantry to cover the flank, though it is surprisingly little infantry. There you go. Elephant gets off hit there in the IS-2. Target weak point even. Could get off the shot.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Molotov off the Grenadiers. IS-2 shoots. Careful. Banging onto two vehicles. There we go. Oh! Crew shocked. Field guns moving up. Needs to pull back the Elephant. Needs to smoke it. Smoke it. Use the mortar. Smoke. Frost. Pull back the Elephant. Taking a lot of damage there, and again, the veterans are already fit. The field guns actually backfiring on them now, as they of course have a higher rate of fire. Now the Elephant getting absolutely hammered here. Ostwinds are too late to do anything, and there we go. The Elephant is down. Frost's previous moves actually backfired on him again. Feeding those field guns veterans, it was a really bad idea. In fact, they quickly took out the following Ostwind. Leaving with only one Ostwind to do any serious damage here. Had he been able to, I think, been able to lay down some smoke that around the Elephant, he might be able to get it out of there, but apparently never crossed Frost's minds, and now it's lost. And he's lost one Ostwind, might lose the other. He's got little infantry down to stall the Russian tide as he just pours forth. Ostwind barely gets out of there. 33 points left for Baumy, 33 points left. How quickly the tables have turned once more.
The enemy is taking our
MD-42 crew forced to run away. And dead.
The enemy has killed a machine gun crew.
40 kills in that mortar, that's quite impressive. Frost is in a bit of a pickle there. His opponent's got more infantry, more support weapons, the bigger tanks. It's not really looking good for him. He might have gotten a bit overconfident there, to put it mildly. You know what they say about overconfidence? It is a slow and insidious killer.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Smoking now. Bit more conventional smoke use now from Frost. Sadly not to save his Elephant. Of course, the question is, will he try and play for another Elephant, or does he realise that might actually be a bad idea? Instead, just play for some Stooks.
Points remaining.
Because currently all he's got to stop the IS-2 is the Pack 40. He's just hoping to randomly hit that. Ah, he's really pushing his Grenadiers there. That was a bit lucky that he didn't get wiped by the IS-2. Lost the fuel point again.
The sector has been cut off.
193 versus 33 victory points. In the south, country's moving about.
Enemy forces are
Catches some of
securing
Frost
our
Pioneers in a
territory.
pretty bad position. Pioneers moving out, and there we go. Conscript sent running. Engineers sent back as well. Making a small push there for the south. With the flak panzer and some grenadiers. IS-2 seems to pull back. No, he's actually moving in his IS-2. He's feeling pretty confident there versus Frost now. He could end up making the same mistake that Frost did, actually, if he's not careful. Do not worry, comrades. What is the worst that can happen? I do not know these hubris you speak of. Well, there you go. All 3 field guns ready to try and catch it. They might be able to do some damage. Rav grenade off. Not quite successful. Pack 40 moving in. IS-2 seemingly pulling back there. Perhaps Lt.Baumy catches it and realises he's actually about to do a slightly bad thing there if he's not careful. Frost not really utilising his resources, not his fuel anyways. Engineers under a lot of fire. Austrian heading northwards now to support troops there instead. Then there's a bit of trouble. There's the conscripts. We've got more infantrymen in support. In the south, things are falling apart there. And the grenadiers were wiped, dropping, I think, the light machine gun for the Russians to pick up. Oh, bad news. He's getting some panzer grenadiers finally. It does feel a bit late there for Frost. And he's getting another assault gun there, Mr. Lt.Baumy. Good, good. Frost is not really spending his fuel. Just choosing to float it. Like he's trying to raise oil prices.
Panzer grenadiers standing by. The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Panzer grenadier moving out. Smoke screen down. But we got the field gun here actually slightly blocking it, I think. Nasty Bomy, nasty Bomy. How dare he do something so underhanded. Now the smoke is lifting. Oh, Pioneer's right by mortar fire. Those nasty mortars. Plus the Magnum is not helping things out. And what is this? Stuka bomb drop? The Luftwaffe strikes. Gets the Maxim. Even almost gets the mortar crew there. Also trying in the south catching some conscripts. We got another push through here. We got Panzer being caught by the HM6. And poor Fritz. Ah! Jürgen joins in too there. That HM6 is just sniping them. That is really unpleasant there. Some good shooting from Lt.Baumy though. More Panzer going to be there riding for Frost. It rather feels a bit too little, too late there. Should have had those up when he had the elephant.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Not when there's nothing to absolutely cover them at all. And there we go, Austrian kaput.
The enemy has destroyed a panzer.
My pardons there. Panzer goes there, almost got the conscripts, but getting wiped.
We are losing Soldat.
I mean, he's just so close there, so close. And I think it's just causing Frost to making a lot of sort of bad judgment calls, losing units here and there, wasting away a lot of good men that could be used for another front. Now we got the munitions guys, he's spotted by the IS-2 crew. And the SM-6 joining in as well. There we go, that is kaput. .46 kills. Not sure why he keeps tempting fate there with the Panzer Grenadiers versus the IS-2. He's really pushing his luck. Oh dear, demo charge. T-70 moving in as well now. Really now Lt.Baumy is just turning the screws on Frost's thumbs. And Frost just basically overextended. He can't quite pay attention to all. He risks losing a lot. There we go. Gardeners in the 6 getting a Stug.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Almost got the Grenadiers, but they get out. Well, he gets away. The rest didn't. The rest died. Mortars continue to rain down there. 48 kills. Another strike there from the Soviet Air Force. Hitting the Pak 40 crew IS-2 flanks in. Stug almost ready, but not quite. And with that, and meanwhile, Frost has lost his only anti-tank weapon. Panzer is still clearing up both field guns, stay in the centre. Good work, good work. Imagine what he could have done if they did them sooner. Mortar crew, they're getting wiped by the IS-2. Baumy there's on a rampage against Frost support weapons. Panzer, wiped by the Stormovik. Stug finally arrives, and there you go, goes straight for the T-70. Misses. Come on, Walter, we must destroy it, yeah! They're going straight into the IS-2, they get some good hit plus a field gun there. Veterans, flee. Veterans, one for the Stug. Target big point, target big point! Or not. Panzerfaust there, Grenadiers almost wiped by the Sturmovik. Stug almost knocked out by the IS-2. 23 versus 1 and 11. Barely any units left for Frost at all. Though Baumy's also taking quite a beating there. He's still got a larger force overall, and he's still got a heavy tank. Frost got a Grenadier Pioneer and a damaged Stug. I'll blow up if the enemy sneezes at the current moment. Preparing to basically defend every point here. Not bad, not bad. Preparing the IS-2, getting another T-70. He's pretty confident in what Frost can actually do. He just needs to hold it out and do nothing stupid or too silly. I think we'll basically won this match. More Panzer Grenadiere for Frost.
Grenadiers standing by.
There you go, more Panzer Grenadier.
We must stiffen our resolve. We are down to 75 points.
Stug setting out. Going for the southern victory point. Centre is heavily guarded, but at the same time you can also quickly move to either point there easily and defend them, and Frost is just pushing for all 3 points at the same time, spreading out his already thin forces very thinly. Not even trying to just concentrate for one blow just so he can pull through with that. Frost is just pushing his luck to the extreme.
We have 50 points remaining.
Got the southern one, but he can't hold it. Panzer's there, forced away. Already too close there. He's going to need target weak point if he wants even a small chance there versus the IS-2. And should not be getting too close. Plus the field gun opening up there again. Veterans, he flee. Bad news for any armour. Now target weak point. Oh, scheisse. And got stunned. Oh dear. That's good enough for the Stug crew. Yup. The field gun though didn't help out at all.
Our panzer forces have been reduced by 1.
And that Frost is just down to a Panzer Grenadier and some Pioneers. He could go for another Stug, but I don't think around in time. He's down to almost the same amount of victory points as Baumy. Panzers there charging in, making sure they're of the veteran defeat field gun. Proving their worth, obviously.
We are close to defeat.
Running in too little, too late. Like trying to fix an open leg with a band-aid. I mean those really nasty ones where you can see some broken bones sticking out through them. And there we go, Frost surrenders. Broken. The Kampfgruppe is repulsed with heavy losses by the 210th Rifle Division. Lieutenant Baumy is, for one day, putting off the list of people going to the Gulag. So, there you go, a rather brutal 1 versus 1. Frost and Baumy were at times close, but again made some mistakes here. All one pulled through, and then made a mistake. And in the end, the one who made the fuse mistake was Lieutenant Baumy. I mean, they played both in interesting ways, aggressive ways, but Frost, I think overall, had the elephant, but didn't support it properly. And I think got overall too confident with the elephant, basically feeding the enemy field guns too much experience, but also, failing to support the proper infantry, panzer gun it is. And that round again allowed Baumy to really just control the field suddenly and also turn the tables very quickly on Frost, and Frost at that point really struggled to get back and just sort of kept spreading out his forces thinly rather than trying to concentrate and make some decisive pushes here and there, and just sort of tried to hunker down that way. And, I think he also went for too many Austrians. He should have mixed in some Panzer IV there early. I think that would also help him a bit out there versus Baumy. Baumy, similarly, I think he shouldn't have gone so easily for the IS-2. T-35 I think was served him better. Fuel casserole has been a great choice there for Baumy, and some more mines down the road. But overall, he played alright there. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. I hope it gives you different matches. If it did, subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, send a new friend or provide some feedback in the comment section. And this is Imperial Dancing. Cheers, thank you for watching, and hope to see you all tomorrow. Bye.